Howdy, folks. I'm a bitter, bright blue, bearded bear biting benevolent brass banisters.
I'm Amber.
And here are some more brass banisters for us to bite. I'm a bear. What do you expect out of me? Alright, folks, our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Refusing to Give My Fiancé a Cursed Engagement Ring? My family has a beautiful 22-karat gold, 6-karat sapphire ring that originally belonged to my great-grandmother and was passed down. Everybody that wore it suffered some sort of misfortune and ultimately death of themselves or their husband or children, financial ruin, infidelity of a partner, etc. Hence, over time, people in the family began to believe that it was cursed. And although we still own it, nobody has worn it in years. My fiancé absolutely adores sapphires and loves the ring. She doesn't believe in superstition and knows that nobody else in the family wants the ring, so asked me to give it to her as an engagement present. I'm not a believer in superstitions either, but given that every person that's worn this ring has had some moderately bad to really bad thing happen to them, why risk it? I have the means to buy another sapphire engagement ring, one that doesn't have a potential curse on it. My fiancé thinks that this makes me a jerk because I'm letting a really quality ring go to waste just because of a superstition. Maybe, but again, I don't see the need to tempt fate. Does this make me the jerk? Alright, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. Am I a little skeptical of the idea of curses? Sure. Would I wear that ring? No. No, 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 no.
Well, that's just it. It's one of those things where everyone's going to have their own comfort with superstitions, and I feel like this is one of those situations where it's 2 yeses, 1 no, where if one partner doesn't want to have a cursed ring, then both partners shouldn't have to deal with the cursed ring.
Yeah, well, and also kind of it seems like she feels entitled to this family property, but there are other family members involved in owning this ring. Like, it doesn't sound like it's your personal ring.
Well, it just sounds like it could be theirs if they wanted it.
It sounds like they'd be willing to pass it down potentially, but there's a lot of superstition around it, so it also matters how the other family members feel about this. Do they want the ring going back into circulation again, or are they like, let's just keep it in the vault and never let anyone wear it?
I mean, I think that's fair, but I think also maybe it's one of those watching a dumpster fire type things where they're like, sure, take the ring. Let's see what happens here. We never liked your husband anyways. And I don't know, I'm just kidding, of course, but it is one of those situations where I think that if you have some very superstitious thing, like say for instance, one person in a relationship doesn't like a Ouija board and are superstitious of them and say, I'm not generally superstitious, but I don't want a Ouija board in my house, period. Then you would be like, oh, we're not going to bring those into the house because even though there's some kind of, like, they're just for fun, there's nothing wrong with them, but if another person's like, yeah, I just don't want to mess with that, I don't think you should buy one just to spite them type of thing.
Well, that's the thing, is anything that's potentially haunted or cursed, you probably should get your partner's consent before bringing it into your house.
Yeah. So many fewer horror movies would happen if people did that.
Yeah.
Let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Or bad luck. Why wasn't this for Halloween, Amber?
I know, it would have been perfect.
And Glinda the Witch says, find someone to bless the ring and remove the curse. Edit, you're the jerk. Just give her the ring. Wow, I wasn't actually expecting that, especially with that being so far upvoted. And OP replies, I'm pretty sure that's been tried before to no avail, unfortunately. I suspect at some point it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. People expect bad things to happen when they wear it. It messes with people's mentality and causes them to make bad decisions. And Mountain Midnight 9400 says, the thing is this. People get sick, they have affairs, etc. Your family has blamed the ring, however, instead of human health and nature. And OP replies, of course, it's just the random nature of a lot of those deaths. House fires, car accidents, murdered by previous lovers, all within a year of wearing it. It makes me suspect it.
Yeah, within 1 year. That's a little iffy. That's a little sus.
I'll wear it for a year. Let me know what you folks think.
No, you will not bring that ring into our house.
Amber's like, this is a one no situation, Brian. No cursed rings.
You will not bring cursed or haunted objects into our house.
And Jinx 983, aptly named, says all these things happen within a year of the wearer wearing the ring. And OP replies, different wearers, each within a year, yes. First wearer died in a house fire. Second died in a car accident. Third committed suicide after finding out her husband was cheating. Fourth was murdered by an ex-lover. Fifth went bankrupt and lost her husband and son. Some long list that ring has claimed.
Yeah.
And Exciting Tabletop says, for crying out loud, I'm not superstitious, and you need to put it in a box and throw it into a deep part of the ocean or volcano, or send it to a lab to look over it. Even if you do keep it, I wouldn't handle it. Keep it sealed, handled with gloves, etc.
Yeah.
And OP replies, exactly, I'm not superstitious either, but with that kind of history, who in their right mind would wear it? Your fiance. And Endosurgery says, you do know that curses aren't real. Bad things happen because of life. Live your life well and give her the ring. Lift the curse by enjoying a wonderful life with her and letting the old ring see the light of day. And OP replies, I'm not confident of that, given that this ring has an 80% death rate within a year of wearing it. It's a pretty high death rate within a year.
Yeah.
All right, folks, our next letter is titled, How do I tell my girlfriend about my worries regarding finances without criticizing her? And this one was submitted to my inbox, and they're just looking for some advice. So let's see if we can give them some. I am a 23-year-old non-binary, and I'm in a long-distance relationship with my girlfriend, a 22-year-old female. I'm from Europe, and she's American. When we met, I was very clear about having disabilities that kept me from employment for at least the near future. She reassured me that she's happy to be the provider, and hasn't changed her opinion so far. She prides herself on being able to support me and mentions it regularly. The problem is that she doesn't support me financially, which is fine. I can make do on my own and never expected that. We keep our finances separate. We're solely talking about saving up for our future plans. Excluding rent, she makes more than 3 times what I get for disability aid. Still, not a good income, but she lives with her parents, and her only necessary expense are groceries. Yet, she has less than 1 week's pay in her bank account, while I have significantly more saved up, even though I have less money available. I have been in a situation of poverty and food insecurity, and she hasn't. So I helped her make up a savings plan, and we went over the basics of finances. But that was months ago, and she really hasn't met any of the very, very attainable savings goals. Maybe I'm overreacting because of personal experience, but I'm so worried about her spending habits and how it might affect me and our future. I don't even know where the money goes. It's not like she owns thousands of dollars worth of stuff. It's mostly just her buying things for online friends, which I don't understand. I've been paying for the last 6 transatlantic flights because I don't want to be the reason that she can't save up money, even though it is a struggle for me every time. Now, our plans are to move into our own apartment together in the not too near future, and she says that she's been saving up for that, but clearly she isn't. Now, every time I try to initiate a conversation about finances, she gets offended that I don't trust her savings and block out everything that I have to say. It's true, I don't trust her savings because she isn't. But whenever I mention it, I'm made out to be the bad guy. Other than that, our relationship is very harmonic and trusting. My highest priority is to make it work, but I can't live with the uncertainty of never knowing when we can take the next step, or if for my entire life, hundreds of dollars every month will just go missing on purchases for other people, while I struggle to pay for food. How do I go about this? Is there anything that I'm missing from her side that I should take into account? All right, folks, what do you think?
I think this may potentially be an irreconcilable difference here. When two people have such different views on finances, like even if everything else in the relationship is great, things can go sour very quickly. So I know you want to prioritize salvaging this relationship, but I think you need to keep it at the back of your mind that it may not be salvageable. I think the first step is to figure out how much security would you need? What exact steps would you need for her to prove to you that she's ready to take the next step? And make a very detailed plan of what these are. And then you need to sit down, and I think it probably is going to be best to have this conversation mediated by a third party, like a financial counselor or a couples counselor, if you can.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that that's really going to be a good step in the relationship. It doesn't hurt to have a third party mediate a conversation. I think it's one of those things that are really important. And another thing that will really help you communicate with your partner is to use I statements so that you don't come across as accusatory. So instead of saying something like, "You're not saving any money," I would say something more along the lines of, "I'm concerned about our financial future because I don't see us consistently meeting our financial goals." And I think that that's can be a little easier for people to digest that and give her the ability to speak. Don't talk over your partner while you're having conversations. Allow them to be able to provide their own input. Ask things like, what do you feel about our finances? How do you feel about our financial goals together? Things like that are going to go a long way towards helping the conversation go forward, as opposed to feeling like you're accusing her of not saving.
Yeah, and it is, those are all good points. And it also is important, though, to not let her weasel out of the conversation again, because every time before she's gotten really defensive, and that could be because of how you approach the subject.
Mm-hmm.
And then nothing happens, nothing changes. You always become the bad guy. So make it clear to her that you need to have this conversation and what your expectations are, and that you're not willing to just keep pushing this off to the side.
Yeah. I really feel concerned about our future together. Can we talk about our financial goals together and see how we're doing on achieving those goals? And make it clear that you want to be a team because you two are a team.
Well, and that's another good point, too, is that she isn't being a team player. I understand that it's her money, but if you're thinking of having a joint life together, it's not helpful to think about money as mine or yours.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if you have separate bank accounts, you still should be regularly consulting with each other over major purchases.
Mm-hmm.
And if all her income is just going out the door, then that's something that she should be talking with you and working with you on.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, our next letter is titled, "My husband isn't attracted to me because I'm smarter than him and we are taking a break." This is an update to the post that we had a couple days ago. So let's see what it has to offer. "We are taking a break. Please read my first post if you don't remember me. So I told my husband that I had had enough. He has obviously had a change of heart, and I'm not going to be there to witness him falling out of love with me. The mere thought is painful. He called me dramatic and said that while his reaction was bitter and stupid, I'm taking a huge leap in the wrong direction since he already acknowledged his mistake and is working towards being better. I told him that wasn't true. He's still avoiding me like I'm a leper. I also asked to see his phone. He has been talking a bit too frequently to a coworker. It started immediately after the whole test thing. He was determined to hurt me, or I don't know what he was trying to accomplish otherwise. In one of the texts, he complained that I was neglectful and full of myself. How ironic to pretend that I'm the neglectful one when he hasn't even kissed me or checked in on me in over a month. I felt that it was a matter of time before he would cheat on me, and I'm not staying for that. I asked him to move out. The morning that he texted me that he loved me and that he was sorry, he didn't know what he was trying to prove to me or himself, but that he loves me and he finds me very attractive. I called BS honestly. He has been so cold with me and flirting with everyone that looked his way, and now he's loving and affectionate. He wants us to try therapy, and he suggested that he needed to work on his insecurities with a therapist too. We have a daughter together who's 8 months old, and that we love more than anything, but I don't know. Why does it feel like it's over and I don't trust him anymore? I feel like I know what he is capable of doing when faced with adversity, and going through rough patches is inevitable in every marriage. I don't like his method of dealing with it. I'm too intelligent to put up with this. All right, folks, what do you think of that update?
It's an unfortunate situation, but I think, OP, I'm glad you found the solution that seems right for you. I think a lot of your intuition seems right there. If he's going to get this upset and blow you off and start flirting with everyone because you scored higher than him on an IQ test, like, what's going to happen when you have a major argument or something like that? This behavior is entirely unacceptable, and yeah, he's right. He needs therapy, but you don't have to be there to hold his hand through it. It's his responsibility as an adult to change and to not treat people like garbage because he's feeling upset.
Yeah, I think that that's really the crux of the whole thing right there. He's not acting like an adult. If he needed therapy, the time for therapy was way back when, right? And him treating you like this is completely unfair to you. And again, this isn't a you problem, this is a him problem, and I can understand why you wouldn't want to continue a relationship knowing that this is how he deals with problems. So I'm really not sure what it looks like for your two's future here, but there's always a opportunity to take a break and to allow you to have some space, and that's a perfectly legitimate action to take. So you don't necessarily have to completely end things, but you can take a break for some time.
Yeah, although I would definitely proceed with caution with him from here on out, because it seems like he's throwing out the therapy only as like a last ditch. Yeah. Oh my goodness, I'm actually going to lose OP. Like, he wanted to keep you around just to hurt you. And now that you might actually walk, he's like, oh, therapy. Like, he should have, if he really wanted to change, he should have, that first moment he had an impulse to hurt you, been like, I'm getting my butt into therapy, like, yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that this is a really unfortunate thing. And I'm not saying that OP should stay in a bad relationship for the sake of staying in a bad relationship. But there is always a chance that this has really hit him hard and he realizes what he does value in life. But I can understand why OP doesn't trust him at this point in time. He's been flirting with other people. He's been sneaking around behind her back. He's been cold to her and affectionate. So I can't blame her.
Gaslighting and totally uncommunicative.
Yeah. So I think OP has more than enough grounds to let him go. And maybe he's more worried about her income because in the story she made more money than he does. So
that's a good point.
Maybe this is a money thing where he didn't think that she would leave, and now that his piggy bank is running away, he's like, I might have messed up here and I don't know what I'm going to do for finances. I don't blame OP in the least. Anyhow, take care and good luck. And the butterfly queen bee says, honestly, I would have texted the coworker and said, this is his wife and he's lying to you about how I treat him. Also, he's only flirting with you because he scored lower on an IQ test. Rethink your life choices. But seriously, OP, this relationship is done because the fact is that he's looking for validation outside of the relationship because of a IQ test. It's just wow, to say the least. And OP replies, I know her and I'm astonished that she would engage in such behavior with him since she knows me and she knows that we have a baby. I will never understand people. I had higher opinions of her, to be honest. And Hardy Matter says, what kind of things does she say in response to him? Is she encouraging or does she say, I'm sorry that's happened type of response? And OP replies, she's very encouraging and flirtatious. I felt sick reading them. Poor OP. And Ericator 2101 says, do what you must and act upon how you feel, but me personally, I would try therapy. It's never too late to leave, and you should never forget what you are worth. And OP replies, can I gain my trust in him in therapy? I feel like he's a ticking time bomb ready to cheat. If it was so easy for him to say that he wasn't attracted to me over something like this, and so easy starting flirting with other women, I don't know what kind of therapy I will be needing. And I actually think that's a really good point. It sounds like OP is very much, at this point in time, can't trust him. And I think that really does seem like it is probably the end of the relationship in that respect.
Yeah, well, and rightfully so, he has shown that he's not trustworthy.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of forgot that it was about the comment where he had said that he's not attracted to her anymore. And it's not just the flirting. It's literally, he's not attracted to her because of her high IQ, which is just a gross take.
Mm-hmm.
Hayame says, he's insecure and trying to look for others to boost his confidence. You deserve so much more, not a man who feels threatened by your intelligence. If anything, he should be proud of what he has, since he cannot be that way. It just shows how self-absorbed he is. And OP replies, this is all true. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got a beverage of choice right here, and Amber, she's got a joke. A joke?
Where-
A joke.
Where do grizzlies sit?
You see, Amber, grizzlies, they sit on their butts like a lot of other things do. I mean, unless like there's some kind of trick to this where, grizzlies don't have butts, so they sit on giant horns that protrude out of their buttock, where their buttocks used to be.
They sit in a bear chair.
A bear chair? I see. That makes sense. It's still on their butt. And I have Mega Mint tea. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Wednesday? No, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Spelled TWO. 2. Oh no, we're off to a horrible start with this outro. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance. And please have it in the form of something to do with a cursed ring.
If a ring has an 80% fatality rate of wearers within 1 year, do not bring that into your home.
You know, I'm not superstitious, but I can agree on that. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.